Simplilearn. Your pace, your place.
Module 2A, Part 1. Introduction to the Use of Macros. Introduction. Hello and welcome to Module 2A, Part 1 of the Financial Modeling course by Simplilearn. This lesson is an introduction to the use of macros. Macros are a very important part of Excel workbooks. Macros are like short programs that can allow to automatize some tasks in Excel or to perform some more complicated calculations and manipulations in Excel workbook. This presentation will give the reader the basics about macros, how to create one using the Excel macro recorder function or by coding the macro directly in VBA. At the end of this training, one should feel confident in using macros for practical applications to financial modeling. Now let's move on to our agenda. Agenda. We will start this presentation by an introduction on how to write and use macros. We will first learn how to write a macro, either directly using some VBA coding or using the Excel macro recording function. We will then see how a macro can be run, either from the macro menu in Excel or by linking the macro name to an object in the Excel workbook. We will then wrap up this part with Case Study 13, where we will apply our knowledge through a practical example of a macro for the pricing of a fixed coupon bond. Our next part will then focus on the use of cells and ranges in Excel. We will learn how to manipulate ranges and cells in Excel tabs, how to work with arrays, and finish this section with Case Study 14, through which we will learn how to apply a function to an array. The last part of this presentation will then focus on the use of VB forms for applications where the graphical interface is important, and the formatting of inputs and outputs require better control than on mere Excel tabs. We will see how to output data on a VB form instead of on Excel tabs. Now let's move on to our next slide and get started with this exciting presentation. Writing and using macros. Macros are bits of VBA code that can be executed like small programs. There are two types of macros. The first type of macros is macros built as procedures or functions by directly writing the VBA code yourself. The second type is for macros that are recorded rather than written directly. The recording happens during the Excel functionality of macro recording. Writing a functional macro is not done directly.